Today we're at Aldi checking out all the new stuff for the week. Let's get looking around and see what they got. Come on.
You think you know Aldi, but you don't. Not even close. Aldi isn't just a budget supermarket, it's a German efficiency machine with a bizarre history, cult-like following, and business practices that sound like conspiracy theories but are actually true. This is why we're counting down 30 weird facts about Aldi that sound made up but aren't, from family feuds to spy-level secrecy to products that accidentally became viral sensations. By number 1, you'll realize Aldi isn't just different, it's weird. Gloriously, profitably, strategically weird. Ready for some top-level classified secrets? Well, let's get into it. 30. Aldi means Albrecht discount. The name Aldi sounds vaguely European but mysterious, like it could mean anything. It doesn't, it's an abbreviation. AL from Albrecht, the founder's last name. DI from discount. Albrecht discount. That's it. The most German naming convention imaginable. Efficient, literal, zero creativity. The company was founded by two brothers, Karl and Theo Albrecht, in 1946 in Essen, Germany. They took over their mother's small grocery store and turned it into a global empire. But the brothers had such a massive fight that they split the company in half. And that split created two entirely separate Aldi companies that still exist today. Which brings us to the next fact that'll blow your mind. 29. There are actually two Aldis. This is going to sound fake, but it's 100% real. There are two completely separate Aldi companies, Aldi Nord, North, and Aldi Süd, South. In 1960, the Albrecht brothers had a disagreement. Nobody knows exactly what it was about. Some say it was over whether to sell cigarettes. Others claim it was a personality conflict. The family has never publicly revealed the reason. Whatever the cause, Karl and Theo literally drew a line across Germany. Everything north of the line became Aldi Nord run by Theo. Everything south became Aldi Süd run by Karl. They operate independently. Different management, different strategies, different product selections. They're legally and operationally separate entities. And it gets weirder. They've maintained this division globally. Aldi Nord operates in Northern Europe. Aldi Süd operates in Southern Europe, Australia, and the United States. So when you shop at Aldi in America, you're shopping at Aldi Süd. But if you shopped at Aldi in France, you'd be at Aldi Nord. Two brothers, one fight, two global empires that refuse to reconcile. But the Albrecht family drama doesn't end there. In fact, it gets way darker. 28. One founder was kidnapped and held for ransom. In 1971, Theo Albrecht, the Aldi Nord founder, was kidnapped. He was held for 17 days. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of 7 million German marks, about $2 million at the time. The family paid. Theo was released. The kidnappers were eventually caught and imprisoned. But here's the insane part. Theo tried to claim the ransom as a tax-deductible business expense. Yes, he argued to German tax authorities that being kidnapped was a business risk, and therefore the ransom payment should be deductible. The courts disagreed, but the fact that he tried tells you everything about the Albrecht family's relationship with money. Every cent matters, even ransom money. This obsession with frugality isn't just a business strategy, it's a family pathology, which explains the next bizarre fact. 27. The founders were legendarily secretive. The Albrecht brothers were billionaires who lived like paupers by choice. They rarely gave interviews. They avoided photographs. They didn't attend public events. For decades, there were only two confirmed photos of Theo Albrecht in existence. Karl Albrecht was slightly less secretive, but still incredibly private. When he died in 2014, he was the richest man in Germany and one of the richest in the world. But most Germans had never seen his face. Why the secrecy? Partly because of the kidnapping, but also because of their fundamental philosophy. Publicity costs money, and money spent on publicity is money not spent on lower prices. They believed anonymity was a competitive advantage. No celebrity CEOs, no press tours, no brand personality, just efficiency, just discounts, just results. This secrecy extended to the entire company culture, which brings us to a fact that sounds like corporate espionage. 26. Aldi employees sign NDAs about product sourcing. Aldi employees, even store-level workers, stores are required to sign non-disclosure agreements about suppliers and product sourcing. They're legally prohibited from revealing which manufacturers make Aldi's private label products. Why? Because if you knew that Aldi's chocolate was made by Lindt or that their cereal came from the same factory as Kellogg's, you'd never buy the name brand again. Aldi's entire business model depends on information asymmetry. They know which products are identical to name brands. You don't. And they're legally protecting that secret. Employees who violate the NDA can be sued. Aldi has actually taken legal action against former employees who leaked supplier information. This level of secrecy is normally reserved for tech companies with proprietary algorithms, not grocery stores selling butter and bread. But Aldi treats supplier relationships like classified intelligence, and it works. Speaking of intelligence, let's talk about their store design, because there's nothing random about it. 25. Aldi stores are designed using efficiency science. Every Aldi store follows the same basic layout, not because it's traditional, but because it's been mathematically optimized. Aldi employs industrial engineers who study customer movement patterns, purchase behaviors, and time per transaction metrics. They've calculated the optimal store size, roughly 12,000 square feet. The ideal number of SKUs, around 1,400 products versus 40,000 at a typical supermarket. The perfect aisle width, the best lighting levels. Every detail is optimized for maximum throughput and minimum labor. This is why Aldi stores feel slightly uncomfortable. They're not designed for browsing or enjoyment. They're designed like assembly lines. You're the product being moved through the system. And speaking of the system, here's something truly weird about their inventory strategy. 24. Aldi intentionally stocks out of popular items. You'll notice that popular items at Aldi are frequently sold out. The good coffee, the premium chocolate, the seasonal specials. This isn't incompetence, it's strategy. Aldi deliberately understocks high-demand items to create artificial scarcity. When products are frequently sold out, customers perceive them as valuable and desirable. This triggers FOMO, fear of missing out. Next time you see that product in stock, you buy multiple units because it might not be here next time. Stockouts drive urgency. Urgency drives larger purchases. It's brilliantly manipulative, but it also serves a secondary purpose. Understocking means less inventory sitting in warehouses, less storage cost, less waste, better margins. Aldi would rather sell out and disappoint customers than overstock and reduce profit margins. This ties into another weird fact about their inventory system. 23. Aldi orders products in full pallets only. Go to a regular grocery store. Products are individually stocked on shelves. An employee opens boxes, places items one by one, breaks down the cardboard. Aldi doesn't do this. They order products in full pallets. The pallet arrives on a truck, gets wheeled to the floor, and the boxes are opened right there. You're shopping from boxes on pallets, not shelves. Boxes. Why? Because it eliminates a massive amount of labor. No individual stocking, no shelf organizing, no facing products to make them look neat. Just cut open the box on the pallet and let customers grab from it. This is why Aldi stores look like warehouses. Because they essentially are. The storage area and the sales floor are the same space. It's ugly, but it's insanely efficient, and it cuts labor costs by roughly 50% compared to traditional grocery stores. But the efficiency obsession goes even deeper than you'd expect. 22. Cashiers sit down, but not for comfort. In America, cashiers stand. It's tradition. In Europe, they often sit. Aldi cashiers sit, but not for comfort, for speed. When a cashier sits, they're in a locked position. Their body doesn't shift. Their hands move in a tighter, more consistent pattern. Studies show this increases scanning speed by 10 to 15%. The seated position also reduces fatigue, allowing cashiers to maintain high speeds for longer periods without breaks. It looks humane. It's actually just optimization. The chair isn't for the employee's benefit, it's for Aldi's efficiency metrics. Those metrics, by the way, are absolutely insane. 21. Cashiers are timed on every single transaction. Aldi doesn't just track items per minute, they track every metric imaginable. Time between customers, time per item, time handling payment, time giving change, idle time, downtime. Every second is measured, every movement is analyzed. The expectation is 40 to 60 items per minute. That's 1 item per second or faster. Cashiers who consistently fall below benchmarks are retrained or terminated. There's no mercy, no excuses. This creates incredible pressure. Cashiers develop repetitive stress injuries. They have anxiety about their metrics. But Aldi considers this an acceptable trade-off for efficiency. The company would rather have high turnover than slow cashiers. It's cold, it's calculating, and it's extremely profitable. But the weird efficiency tactics don't stop at checkout. 20. The quarter cart system is a psychological filter. We all know the quarter keeps carts organized, but there's more happening. The quarter cart system does 3 things simultaneously. 1. Eliminates cart collection labor. No employees wandering the parking lot. 2. Creates psychological commitment. You've invested money before seeing a single product. 3. Acts as a customer filter. That third one is subtle. The quarter requirement filters out people who are just browsing or have no intention to buy. If you're not willing to commit a quarter, you're probably not a serious shopper. Aldi doesn't want window shoppers. They want buyers. The quarter is a micro barrier that selects for purchase intent. It's genius, and it's working on you every time you use it. Speaking of things working on you, let's talk about their product selection philosophy. 19. Aldi only stocks 1 option of most items. Go to a regular grocery store. You'll find 30 types of pasta sauce, 15 brands of peanut butter, 40 varieties of cereal. Aldi stocks 1, maybe 2 if they're feeling generous. This isn't about limited selection, it's about eliminating decision fatigue. When you have too many options, you get overwhelmed. You take longer to decide. You might not buy anything at all. Aldi removes choice. They've already decided for you. This 1 pasta sauce, this 1 peanut butter, take it or leave it. It speeds up shopping, it reduces cognitive load, and it increases purchase conversion. You're not comparing options, you're just buying what's there. But this limited selection is actually a massive competitive advantage. 18. Limited selection means brutal negotiating power. When Aldi only stocks 1 brand of peanut butter, they order massive quantities of that single product. This gives them incredible leverage with suppliers. Make it cheaper or we'll switch to a different supplier. The supplier has no choice. Aldi represents a huge percentage of their volume. Regular grocery stores can't do this because they stock 15 brands. No single brand represents enough volume to have leverage. Aldi's limited selection isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. They use it to extract rock-bottom prices from manufacturers. And those savings, some go to you. Most go to Aldi's profit margins. But the supplier relationships get even more ruthless. 17. Aldi often owns the factories that make their products. For certain high-volume products, Aldi doesn't just contract with manufacturers. They buy the factories outright. They own bakeries, dairy facilities, production plants. This vertical integration gives them complete control over costs, quality, and supply. It also means Aldi is competing with their own suppliers. They'll produce their private label version in-house while selling competing brands from other manufacturers. This is unusual in grocery retail. Most chains are purely buyers. Aldi is also a producer. It's more efficient. But it also creates conflicts of interest and competitive dynamics that wouldn't exist otherwise. Speaking of unusual business practices, here's one that sounds illegal but isn't. 16. Aldi changes prices based on store location. That gallon of milk costs $2.99 at the Aldi in the poor neighborhood. It costs $3.49 at the Aldi in the wealthy suburb. Same product, same company, different price. This is called geographic pricing, and it's completely legal. Aldi adjusts prices based on local competition, rent costs, and average household income. They charge what the market will bear. If you're in an affluent area, you pay more. If you're in a low-income area, they price more competitively because you have alternatives like Dollar General. It's brilliant, and most customers never notice because they only shop at one Aldi location. But it raises ethical questions. Should the same company charge different prices for identical products based on customer wealth? Aldi doesn't care. They're optimizing for profit, not fairness. If you're shocked that Aldi literally drew a line across Germany and created two separate empires over one argument, hit that like button and subscribe because the weirdest facts are still coming. 15. Aldi keeps international prices secret on purpose. Aldi stores in Germany are different from Aldi stores in America. Different products, different brands, different layouts. They localize for each market, which makes sense. But Aldi refuses to publish comparable international prices. They don't want German customers to know that Americans pay more for the same product, or vice versa. Some items are cheaper in the US, some are cheaper in Germany. But Aldi keeps this information fragmented so customers can't comparison shop across borders. In the age of the internet, this information occasionally leaks, and when it does, customers get angry. But Aldi has decided that international price opacity is worth the occasional PR problem. Transparency would cost them money, and nothing costs Aldi money if they can help it. Let's shift gears and talk about some truly bizarre product facts. 14. Aldi's $3 wine has won international awards. Aldi sells wine for $3 a bottle, and somehow, some of it is actually good. Their Winking Owl brand has won medals at international wine competitions, legit competitions with blind tastings and professional sommeliers. How is this possible? Because Aldi contracts with established wineries to produce budget versions of their wines. Same grapes, same region, slightly different blending or aging process, much lower price. They're exploiting overproduction. Wineries make more wine than they can sell at premium prices. Aldi buys the excess at deep discounts, slaps their label on it, and sells it for $3. You're getting a $12 wine for $3 because of supply chain arbitrage. It's the same strategy they use for everything. Find excess capacity, negotiate aggressively, pass some savings to customers, keep the rest. But wine isn't the only surprising success story. 13. Aldi accidentally created a cult following for pink gin. In 2019, Aldi UK released a pink gin. It was supposed to be a modest seasonal offering. It went viral. Social media exploded. People were buying entire cases. The product sold out nationwide in days. Aldi restocked. It sold out again, and again, and again. The pink gin became a cultural phenomenon. People were reselling bottles online for triple the price. Aldi fan groups were tracking delivery schedules and tipping each other off about restocks. Aldi didn't plan this. They didn't run a marketing campaign. It just happened, and it taught them something valuable. Viral moments generate more value than advertising, so now they deliberately create limited edition products designed to go viral. They've weaponized scarcity in social media, and it's working. Speaking of social media, here's a weird fact about their cult following. 12. Aldi fans are obsessive and organized. There are entire Facebook groups dedicated to Aldi. Some have hundreds of thousands of members. They share shopping tips, post photos of Aldi finds, alert each other to product restocks, review items, share recipes, track which stores have which products in stock. It's not just a community, it's a cult. People identify as Aldi shoppers the way others identify with sports teams. They're loyal, they're passionate, they evangelize to friends and family. Aldi didn't create these communities, customers did, organically, but Aldi has learned to leverage them. They monitor the groups, they engage occasionally, they use the feedback to inform product decisions. The customers are doing Aldi's market research for free, and they don't even realize it. This level of brand loyalty is bizarre for a discount grocery store, but it's also incredibly valuable. 11. Aldi barely spends anything on advertising. Most major retailers spend 2 to 5% of revenue on advertising. Aldi spends less than 0.5%. They don't run TV commercials. They don't buy billboards. They don't sponsor events. They don't hire celebrities. Their entire marketing strategy is low prices and word of mouth. And it works because their customers are their marketing department. Every person who raves about their Aldi haul on social media is free advertising. Every Facebook group post is free marketing. Aldi has hacked growth by creating a product experience that's worth talking about. Weird finds, surprisingly good quality, unbeatable prices. That combination makes people want to share, and that sharing drives growth without spending $1 on ads. It's marketing genius disguised as no marketing at all. But the low spending doesn't stop at advertising. 10. Aldi stores don't have background music, and it's not just about cost. We've talked about the silence, but there's more to it than saving on licensing fees. Yes, ASCAP and BMI charge retailers for the right to play music, and yes, Aldi refuses to pay. But the silence serves a deeper purpose. It makes you uncomfortable. Humans don't like unnatural quiet in public spaces. It feels clinical, like a hospital, like something's wrong. This discomfort makes you want to leave faster, so you grab what you need and get out. No browsing, no lingering, no careful comparison shopping. Aldi turned a cost-cutting measure into a psychological tool. They're saving money on licensing and increasing customer throughput simultaneously. The silence isn't a bug, it's a feature. 9. Aldi's parking lots are deliberately small. Ever notice that Aldi parking lots are always packed? That's not because they're so popular. It's because the lots are intentionally undersized. Most retailers overbuild parking to ensure customers always find a spot. Empty spaces signal availability. Full lots signal inconvenience. Aldi does the opposite. A full parking lot creates several effects. It signals popularity. This place must be good. It's packed. It creates urgency. I better shop fast before more people come. And it reduces real estate costs dramatically. Smaller parking lots mean cheaper land purchases, lower property taxes, less asphalt maintenance, less snow removal, less lighting. Aldi decided that occasionally frustrated customers are worth the savings. And they're right. People complain about parking but still shop there because ultimately price beats convenience. Aldi knows this. 8. Aldi prices end in round numbers, more often for speed. Most retailers use charm pricing: $2.99, $4.99, $9.99. The 99 creates the psychological illusion of a lower price. Aldi uses it less frequently. Many items are priced at round numbers: $3, $5, $10. Why? Because round numbers are faster to process at checkout. Think about it. $2.99 requires the cashier to handle pennies. $3 doesn't. Multiply that by thousands of transactions per day across thousands of stores. They've literally optimized their pricing strategy for scanning and payment speed. Not psychology, not perception, just efficiency. Every second saved at checkout is another customer processed, another cart emptied, another quarter returned. It's the most Aldi thing ever. 7. Aldi uses stickers instead of reprinting price tags, and it works better. When a product needs to be discounted, most stores print a new price tag, new label, clean look, professional appearance. Aldi slaps a sticker over the old price, bright yellow, handwritten sometimes, looks cheap. This saves time and printing costs, but it also makes the discount more visible. That yellow clearance sticker screams "deal" louder than a reprinted tag ever could. It creates urgency. It draws the eye. It looks like someone personally marked this item down just for you. The slightly messy appearance reinforces the discount perception. This place is so focused on low prices, so Aldi's cost-cutting measure doubles as a sales tactic. They save money and sell more simultaneously. Efficiency and manipulation in perfect harmony. 6. Aldi tests products on you without telling you. When Aldi considers a new product, they test it in a handful of stores. If it sells well, they expand. If it flops, they discontinue it immediately. This is normal for retail. But here's the twist. They don't tell customers which products are test products. That specialty cheese you loved? It might disappear forever after 2 weeks because it was just a test. That seasonal item you plan to buy next week? Gone, because sales in the first 3 days didn't hit targets. Aldi uses their customers as unpaid product testers without their knowledge. You can't provide feedback because you don't know you're part of a test. The only feedback that matters is whether you bought it or not. It's efficient, it's data-driven, but it also explains why that product you loved vanished without warning. 5. Aldi builds near Walmart on purpose. When Aldi scouts new locations, they actively look for sites near Walmart. Why? Because Walmart has already done the demographic research. They've analyzed traffic patterns, household income, population density, and competition. If Walmart thinks a location can support a store, Aldi knows there's sufficient traffic and buying power. They're free riding on Walmart's site selection analysis. Walmart spends millions on market research. Aldi just follows them and benefits. It's brilliant. And Walmart can't do anything about it. You can't patent a location strategy strategy. This follow-the-leader approach has helped Aldi expand rapidly with minimal risk. Why do your own research when the biggest retailer in America has already done it for you? 4. Aldi stores open like they appeared overnight. Most retailers celebrate new store openings, grand opening events, balloons, local press coverage, special deals, ribbon-cutting ceremonies with the mayor. Aldi opens stores with almost no announcement. One day, there's construction. The next day, there's a functioning store. That's it. No ribbon cutting, no celebration, no marketing blitz. Just, we're open, come buy stuff. They might run a small ad in the local paper, maybe, but often locals just discover an Aldi appeared overnight like a mushroom after rain. Why? Because grand openings cost money, marketing costs money, press events cost money. Aldi would rather put that money into lower prices. The store will find customers through word of mouth anyway. It's anticlimactic, and it's perfectly on brand. 3. Every Aldi employee does every job. At a regular grocery store, cashiers are cashiers, stockers are stockers, managers manage, bakers bake. At Aldi, everyone does everything. The person scanning your groceries will immediately leave the register to stock shelves, then they'll clean the bathroom, then they'll bake bread, then they'll pull pallets from the back, then they'll return to the register. There's no specialization, no defined roles, just do whatever needs doing right now. Aldi calls this cross-training. It's really just maximizing every dollar spent on labor. This creates chaos for workers, but it also maximizes efficiency. Aldi can operate with a fraction of the staff because every employee is interchangeable. It's brutal, but it's incredibly profitable. 2. Aldi demands exclusivity, and it's borderline predatory. When Aldi contracts with a supplier for a private label product, they often require exclusivity. The supplier can't make similar products for competitors. This locks suppliers into dependency on Aldi. If Aldi cuts them off, they can't easily pivot to other retailers. Their entire business might depend on the Aldi contract. It gives Aldi incredible power. Suppliers are terrified to upset them. They accept lower margins. They meet impossible deadlines. They never push back on demands, because losing the Aldi contract could bankrupt their business. This is why Aldi gets such good prices. They're not just negotiating hard. They're wielding existential leverage. It's borderline predatory, but it's legal, and it's extremely effective. 1. Aldi's entire business model is based on one German word. There's a German word that explains everything, Sparzwang. It roughly translates to forced frugality or compulsory thriftiness. It's the philosophy that every single cent matters, that waste is morally wrong, that efficiency isn't just good business, it's an ethical imperative. This isn't American capitalism where growth and scale matter most. This is German precision where optimization is the highest value. Every weird fact we've covered traces back to Sparzwang. The silence saves money on licensing. The pallets saves money on labor. The quarter carts saves money on cart collectors. The tiny parking lots saves money on real estate. The seated cashiers saves time per transaction. The limited selection creates supplier leverage. The secrecy protects competitive advantage. The kidnapping ransom tax deduction attempt, every cent matters. It's all Sparzwang. Aldi isn't trying to be the biggest, they're trying to be the most efficient. And efficiency, when executed with German discipline and precision, becomes unbeatable. That's the secret, that's the core. That's why Aldi is weird. They're not playing the same game as everyone else. They're playing a different game with different rules and different win conditions. And they're winning. The weird truth. 30 facts. One pattern. The silence, the pallets, the quarter carts, the tiny parking lots, the seated cashiers, the limited selection, the supplier leverage, the NDAs, the kidnapping ransom claimed as a tax deduction. It all traces back to Sparzwang, forced frugality, the belief that every cent matters and waste is morally wrong. Aldi isn't a grocery store. It's a German efficiency cult that happens to sell food. Competitors can't beat them because they're playing a different game. Walmart tries to be the biggest. Target tries to be the trendiest. Whole Foods tries to be the healthiest. Aldi just tries to be the most efficient. And efficiency, executed with German precision, is unbeatable. If these facts blew your mind, hit subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what's the weirdest thing you've ever noticed at Aldi? I'll see you in the next one.